रेडी। कॉमन वर्ड के पार्ट 2B का सबसे पहले 11 नंबर लिखेंगे। स्टार्ट इट। नाउ some new taxes are also being imposed. As I have mentioned, the total comes to rupees 600 crores, and out of this, indirect taxation is to the tune of rupees 100 crores. The point which has been raised by my friend is very relevant. He asked what the proportion is between indirect taxes and direct taxes. According to my information at present, it is 80% for indirect taxes and only 18% for direct taxes. Here again that trend continues. Out of a total of rupees 600 crores, taxes amounting to rupees 500 crores are of indirect nature, and taxes amounting rupees 100 crores are of the direct type, and therefore the proportions comes to 8 to 1. So this has to be rectified. My last point, and I shall continue further, is that there is an obvious and ominous trend of centralization of economic power. This has been explained by the chief ministers of the different states, particularly the chief minister of West Bengal, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. I have got all the statements made by them. Of course, the Prime Minister did not have the patience to listen to them for more than 10 minutes. I think you are more patient and you are more liberal because you have listened to me for more than 18, as you say, and therefore I am thankful to you. Therefore, all the chief ministers complained that there has been centralization of the economic power at the central level. That is injurious for healthy economic growth of our country. That is injurious for federal structure of our country. This the government should not ignore even at this late stage. In this connection, I want to give one suggestion before I conclude. The Sarkaria Commission mentioned about the institution of Economic Development Council, and the issues raised by me here relate to the economic future of our country, which should be discussed in a forum of that nature. And I want that in the interest of unity and integrity, in the interest of developing cooperative federalism for our country, in the interest of giving a new direction to our national economy, in order to recast a new fiscal policy, it is necessary that there should be a council of that nature. Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, I welcome the general budget as a balanced one amidst our very tight resources position owing to the natural calamities for consecutive years. While it manifests greater concern for upliftment of our poor, it does not disappoint any section of the society. Sir, I do not want to go into the details, but would raise some important points. Sir, after all, India lives in its villages. A sound agricultural economy will give boost to the purchasing power of the village masses, and their growing demand for consumer goods will flourish our industry. The upliftment of the rural poor would be the greatest tribute to Bapuji. Added to this, the recent appeal of the Prime Minister to raise the farm productivity will definitely help us not only to tide over the prevailing effects of unprecedented drought, but also to build safeguard against future calamities. Most of our agricultural lands consist of small holdings. For increasing its yields, it is very necessary to enthuse our farmers to adopt cooperative approach in farming. The government have to be very watchful against any escalation of the agricultural input costs to ensure real remunerative margin for the farm produces. Budget this year will lead to decline in the cost of various agricultural inputs, and with the increased procurement prices of agricultural produces, the farmers are sure to get considerable relief. However, there is a sense of dissatisfaction in our agro scientists. Sir, the pay commission recommendations have not yet been implemented for the ICAR scientists, although 2 years have passed. We have a young and a popular minister who is exclusively in charge of agricultural teaching institutions. I will appeal that the grievances of these scientists should be redressed at the earliest. Mr. Vice Chairman, greater attention is needed for promotion of animal husbandry sector. Although certain financial assistance is presently available for buying cattle, etc., its insurance, etc., there is no concrete program on a national level to have better breed of animals and increase productivity. Lot of animals die due to drought and floods in our country. What are we doing to fill up this vacuum created by different calamities? We should remember that these cattle are great friends of mankind. Whatever is invested on it is paid back to us by way of labor, nutrition, manures, and even after death, so many things are extracted from their bodies. 100 की स्पीड है और ये कॉमन वर्ड पार्ट 2B का 11 नंबर है. 80 पे लिखेंगे 61. रेडी, start it. I am very happy that the Honorable Minister has announced various incentives to the farmers. I talked to some of them, but it seems some confusion is being created sometimes, and I give you the example of Tamil Nadu. Our honorable member and Congress President of Tamil Nadu had gone to Tamil Nadu and he accused Mr. Singh of working inside the government as an agent of the capitalist and imperialist forces and exploiting the situation. And he further said that the last two budgets presented by our Prime Minister and the Finance Minister have sought to correct the distortions and deviations. What I am trying to say is that somebody else presenting the budget. It is the Congress budget. What I would say is that there is a certain direction, whether it is presented by Mr. Singh or by somebody else. The essential thing is that it should be beneficial to the people. I am happy the Honorable Minister has introduced various new schemes and he has tried to do his best in the present circumstances. I congratulate him. I think in his budget speech for 1.5 hours, he was stating about the various incentives and 1 hour he devoted to incentives to farmers, to some scale industry, etc. So, if I have to refer to all that, it will take long time for me to repeat. I am happy that under the present circumstances, he has done so much for the agriculturists. Finally, I would say that whatever kind of subsidy you give to the farmer, you have to ensure remunerative prices to him. Unless you give proper price, whatever you do to help him will not be of much use. I am sure the agricultural prices and cost commission will arrive at the proper price which should be given to the farmer. And unless a fair price is given to the farmer, lot of the farmers cannot be improved. They have to spend more on union inputs. They have to spend more on so many other things, and they have to purchase also. Therefore, it is essential that they get a fair price for their produce. I have one more request to make. It has been said that the export duty on coffee is going to cripple the coffee industry in the South. I have the Honorable Minister will exempt the industry in respect of export duty. Sir, the general budget is a reflection of government's drive and direction on economic front. I think this budget should have had a positive direction. This budget lacks positive direction and initiative towards arriving at the realistic goal. Of course, there are many kinds of promises. For example, the Garibi Hatao slogan. The present budget is replete with various types of concessions and thereby attempting to prove that the budget is by far the soft stone ever presented in the House. But the pre-budget hike in different essential commodities has already hit the people. Today, railway journey has become costlier. Similarly, telecommunication rates and petrol prices have also been increased. Even life-saving drugs are beyond the reach of the common people. Sir, I would like to say that the annual budget can never deliver goods if the planning process is not down to earth. Indian planning over the years has been marked by urban bias, and consequently 90% of the Indian population cannot be benefited by this short of planning. So far as irrigation is concerned, Assam state stands at the nadir. During plan period, a large number of states have brought over 50% of their cultivated area under irrigation, but in Assam, hardly 13% of the land is brought under cultivation, and hardly 45% of the crops are brought under irrigation. There is one Brahmaputra board, but finances are not yet properly given to it, and there is no provision of storage of irrigation projects. Moreover, power and irrigation facilities are the major input for development. Assam has immense resources, immense potential, but these are not properly exploited due to lack of vision of the planners, and that is why the northeastern states, including Assam, remain still backward. Sir, the state's domestic product increased only by 3%, while per capita state domestic product was minus 3%. This is because of the tremendous population growth due to migration to Assam. Assam continues to be much behind the rest of the country in terms of not only per capita income but also electricity consumption, irrigation potential created, rural drinking water supply, roads and railways, and credit deposit ratio, etc. And sir, what is more deplorable is the fact that Assam is the lowest amongst the northeastern states in per capita plan outlay throughout the country. 80 की स्पीड है। ये एक कॉमन वर्ड के पार्ट 2B का 6 नंबर है, और अगर आपने इनमें से कोई भी अच्छा लगे टाइप करेंगे।